Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about all things financial literacy. And today we're going to be doing an update on a previous video that I did about 3 weeks ago on Navy Federal and credit line increases. So we're going to be doing a recap of everything that we talked about in the previous video, but I'm also going to be giving you a brand new update, which I'm happy to come back and say I was approved for the credit line increase, even with the most recent change. And I'm going to give you all the data points, everything that I did. And I do think that if you follow this same exact information that I provided in this video, that you will also be able to get a credit line increase as long as you're able to identify the things that need to be basically told to Navy Federal to get them to want to give you the increase. There's a way that you can basically state what you want without having to put an exact credit limit that you actually need. And that's what we're going to be going over so that you can get the credit line increase that you're looking for with Navy Federal. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, I want to talk about something that I did not mention in the previous video, but this is how all of this got started. About 6 months ago, well, exactly 6 months ago, I got an automatic credit line increase from Navy Federal. I didn't have to ask for it, but it was a very, very small increase, and I was not happy about that. It was around a $1,500 increase, and it just really was very upsetting. So Navy Federal, they will automatically increase your credit limit, and it's a feature that, again, it sounds wonderful, right? But it can also prevent you from maximizing your full limit. In the past, like I said before, you would be able to get an $8,000 increase every time you requested an increase from Navy Federal. What recently changed is now Navy Federal does not allow you to enter the amount that you would like to increase your credit line by. So instead, now there are some data points that you're going to get so that you can do this. But before you do that, I would call Navy Federal and let them know, hey, do I have an auto increase on my account? If I do, can you please remove the automatic increase feature from my account? Reason being, with the automatic increase, right around the 6 month time frame, around like 4 to 5 months, they can increase your limit just by randomly looking at your account, evaluating it. But what they'll give you will not be the same as in the past, what you were able to request. But going forward now, there are things that we're going to, steps that we're going to take to get this increase. The other thing that I want to mention, when this did happen to me, the customer service representative on the phone let me know you don't have to wait 6 months to get a credit line increase. So I thought to myself, that's the first time I've ever heard that. Every month for the last 6 months, and I kid you not, the same date every single month, on the 20th of every month, I requested a credit line increase. I was denied every single time. I received an adverse letter in the mail every single time, and each time it stated I just had a recent increase, so I was not able to get a credit limit increase. So really, really upsetting. I was very, very frustrated that happened. So, if you have a new Navy Federal credit card, please hear me out, a brand new card, you can request a credit line increase after the first 91 days. I would suggest as soon as you get that card, turn off the auto increase feature. That's my recommendation. After 91 days from the date you got that card, you can request your first limit increase. Every month after that, it's going to be 6 months. You have to wait 6 months every month from that first time. All right. So let's move on to the other recap portion. Now, this is what it looks like when you go to submit a credit line increase. So for Navy Federal, again, for that first card, when you get approved initially, you have 91 days. You can request a credit line increase that's supposed to go up to 6 months. Every subsequent increase that you may request will be in 180 days. And the previous increase, again, would be no more than 8,000. And that's how it worked in the past. But now, again, you can no longer increase your limit. That's just the recap. We're going to move past this, but I just want to show you this is how it looks now. It's going to get the card owner information. It's going to get the employer, the source of income, the total annual income before taxes, and then your housing type. Now, this new section that you're seeing here, this is what's going to tell Navy Federal what you're qualifying for. and I'm going to give you all my recommendations on this. So for employer or source of income, you never want to put that you're unemployed or self-employed. Now, me, I am self-employed with my own business. However, I have myself on payroll. So I actually put my employer as my company, and then I put the salary that I pay myself. And that's going to be my total annual income before taxes. And then I put my housing type. Now, what I've been doing is gradually increasing what I pay myself. So now when I submit the credit line increase to Navy Federal, I can show them I'm making more money than in the last 6 months. And that's my first tip. You want to make sure that you're giving yourself a gradual increase from what you previously made to warrant the maximum amount that they're able to allot you for a credit line increase. All right. When you get to this one, if you've made more money, you want to add a gradual increase or gain from what you were able to or what you put the prior 6 months. I think you should write this down and keep a spreadsheet. I've actually been doing that where I started off with a smaller amount, somewhere around like 86,000, and I've been gradually increasing it by like $5,000 to $10,000 every time that I'm requesting credit line increases. That way I give myself a small little cushion so that I'm able to show, hey, I'm making more money. My expenses are probably going to go up because naturally when people make more money, what's expected is that they spend more, and they would like for you to spend more on this card because they're going to make money every time you make a transaction. So that's what the ideal situation would be for Navy Federal. And you need to basically put this information in there to feed them that. That way they know what limit increase you're looking for. Although you cannot choose the exact amount that you want to increase by Navy Federal, from what I got from customer service, they said that it was possible that you can get over a $8,000 increase. All right. So that's the other thing that I wanted to report on. We'll get to that in a second, but that's what I was told. And I'm not sure if it is or it isn't true. I can't actually say for sure. If you've gotten a Navy Federal credit line increase within these last like 90 days to 6 months of your card, have you gotten a limit higher than $8,000 for the increase? If you have, please drop that in the comments below. That would be very, very good information for us to actually know. That way I can provide Navy Federal with more maybe income source related information so that I can potentially get more than $8,000 for an increase as well. Again, drop that in the comments below. I would love to hear, if that worked for you. Now, again, this is the steps to submit your credit line increase and how to become eligible for that increase. So you want to make sure that your credit score is good. As we know right now, TransUnion is the credit bureau that Navy Federal will look at for credit line increases. It will be a soft inquiry. It's not hard. For debt to income ratio, you do want to have a lower debt to income with a higher amount of income, and that can lead to a higher credit limit. So that can be assessed by what's on your credit report. So for example, if they add up all the debt that's on your credit report currently right now, including your credit cards, if they look at the debt and let's say it's $80,000 and you only make $85,000 a year, that means that you only have about a $5,000 like wiggle room when it comes to your debt to income ratio. And that's just like a very simple example. If that's all that you have, it doesn't really look very good, or like I would want to increase your limit because you're very constrained with your debt obligations. So you want to look at your credit report and you want to consider that. That goes back to our first tip for your annual income, how much money you're making, and gradually increasing that so that they can increase your limit by how much money you are actually making. And then they look at your debt to income ratio on your TransUnion credit report to know how much debt you already have obligated to pay every single month. Again, if it's too much, it doesn't make sense to give you a high limit increase. So you want to take care of that as well. Your account history, you should wait at least 6 months after your first credit line increase before requesting another one. Again, if you have a brand new Navy Federal card, it's 91 days. After that, it's 6 months. I tried it And, that was my experience since the customer service agent told me, hey, you could do this prior to 6 months. So I tried it. It did not work. So it's not even you should wait at this point. From what I've gotten, you have to wait 6 months. That's what I'm seeing, unless it's a brand new card. And then other factors that may be considered is the length of time that you've had the card open and the ability to make payments on time and outstanding debts. This kind of goes without saying. You need to make sure that you have all on-time payments on this credit card and any credit card that you currently have. If you do have any late payments, hopefully they're 24 months old. If they're 24 months old, it's not going to be considered as impactful because of that time. And if your request is denied, you will receive an adverse action letter in the mail. Take those reasons, change them. It will improve your chances of approval for your next credit line increase. And that's what I did. Every single time I got the same one though. Every single time it was telling me, you've had a recent increase. That was the same thing every time. Recent increase. As I continue on to get more of these, I'm going to check what it says every single month. Even so, I might just keep trying just to see what happens. You never really know, right? But if I get more adverse action letters and it continues to say the same thing, at the very least, I know when 6 months comes, I should not have anything else on my credit report that would prevent me from getting this credit limit increase. All right. Now, this is how you should submit it. Primary applicant, that's me. Your source of income, I used 150,000 as the example right here. And then own home mortgage paid off was the one that I used when I submitted the credit limit increase. And you can do the same thing if you would like. But I'm just showing you what I put. That was my example right here. Last month, this is what I got. Thank you for applying. Your application has been submitted. Your credit card limit increase request is being reviewed. It went to a decision. That's what happened a few weeks ago when I tried on like November 20th or somewhere around that range. When I then realized, oh, I can no longer just type in that I want $8,000 more. Okay. Now, this is what happened a few days ago. I submitted my credit limit increase with the same exact information that I just showed you. And of course, for my credit report, my debt to income ratio was low in comparison to how much my annual income was. And I raised it up from where I previously set it at the last time. And this is what happened. Previous limit, 13,500. New limit was 21,500. So I was able to actually receive a $8,000 increase on my credit limit. Now, I will say I was very excited about this. However, it didn't really, like, everything I got from customer service didn't really line up. So I wasn't able to get more than 8,000. That kind of, I didn't like that. However, I was able to get the $8,000 increase that I initially wanted, even though I was not able to actually just type in the amount. So again, all the things that we previously talked about definitely had to play a role in getting that $8,000. But I think the main thing that I did was increase my employer and source of income, or my annual income. I think by slightly adjusting that and constantly increasing it, I do believe that helped. I didn't change my spending habits. I didn't change my spending pattern. I didn't really do anything different. I will say going forward, I do expect to spend more on this card now. That way I can justify my next limit increase. And of course, I will keep track of all of that for you guys. So hopefully you can do the exact same thing. But even though I was not able to type in what I wanted, the conclusion was that I was still able to get a $8,000 credit limit increase. And I will be looking to do another $8,000 on this card in the next 6 months. So I'm thinking around like May or something like that, around like May 20th or May 20th, like maybe May 23rd or 24th, because there's only, I think, 28 days in February for this year. So we'll see. I have to adjust it, but I put it in my calendar. I'll have to look at it again, but 181 days, 6 months and 1 day. Then I'm going to submit my next one, and we'll see if this information is still valid, or maybe I can get a higher increase. Maybe if I increase the income that I make a little bit more, maybe I'll be able to get over $8,000, but we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. It took a while for me to really get all this information, and I tried to compile this in a very concise and easy way to explain. And again, I did request the increase every single month since I had that automatic one that really set me back. I was hoping to have an extra $16,000 within 1 year, and it really did set me back. I only got 9,500, so I was really upset about that on the personal side with Navy Federal. But I am glad that I was able to do this, and in the next 6 months or the next year, like 1 year from now, I'm definitely looking to add an extra 16,000 to this credit limit, and then continue to do that until I can get the maximum amount of 80,000. But again, thank you so much for watching. I just did a previous video where I talk about getting $500,000 by using a Visa card HELOC with Navy Federal. I'm going to put that video right here. I suggest that you guys watch that. I think it's one of the best videos that I've done in a very long time, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. You have a wonderful day.